Well, maybe it was somebody else.
Okay.
I've been there 5 years.
Okay, I'll call
Really?
this is the, hey, girls. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals of McHenry County. I'll open the meeting now. Thank you all for coming. Okay, we've got 2 petitions today. I'm going to start with Z7250085, which is at 15218 Harmony Road in Huntley. And the PIN numbers are, there's several, 17-35-200-020 and 17-35-200-019 and 17-35-200-018 and 17-35-200-017 and 17-35-200-016 and 17-35-200-015 and finally 17-35-200-014. As I said, this is at 15218 Harmony Road in Huntley, and the reclassification is from an A1 agricultural district to an E1 estate district. The applicant is Stephen Finzel.
Close enough. Close enough.
Finzel?
Finzel.
Finzel, got it. And Jean Turner, and I got that right. The subject property is located northeast of the intersection of Harmony Road and Seaman Road with a common address of 15218 Harmony Road, Huntley, Illinois, in Coral Township. That's the right one. This is the right one. The one in my hand. Okay, the publisher's certificate of publication from a newspaper is dated October 22nd, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of posting was signed and date posted was October 21st, 2025, and thereby meets the ordinance requirements. The affidavit of mailing was signed and date mailed was October 28th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and the publication in the newspaper, and all 3 match. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal, I just said that. Filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition. The McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. For further information, please refer to NRI 25-0282-4743 for more information. Okay, so let me explain how these proceedings work before we start, in case you haven't been to hearings before. After I read the legals, I will swear in the people who are going to be speaking. I suggest usually that even if you don't think you'll be speaking, you might want to speak at some point. So just raise your hand and let me swear you in. Then we'll hear testimony from the petitioner. The board will have questions. We'll go through the standards of the request. The public might have questions about the petition, and that's your turn to ask questions. And we have some rules for that, which I'll go over when we get to that point. Then we hear the staff report. The board might have questions for the staff, so we'll ask them then. And at that point, if the public has any desire to make a comment, either for or against the petition, at this time, it will be your chance to do so. And again, there will be little rules that we'll go over when we get there. And then the closing statement, and we do have 7 today. Yes?
Yeah, 6.
6. I can never count because I always miss myself. Okay, we have only 6 ZBA members today, so the petitioners will have the chance to continue to a different date when they can have all 7 members present. It's up to the petitioner whether they want to do that or not. So when we get to that point, I will ask. Okay, then we will be voting, and after that, we are done until the next petition. So at this point, I'd ask you to please, if you have a phone with you, please silence it. And Even if you don't think you might want to talk, please raise your hand and I'll swear you in. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth today in your testimony.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Will the petitioner waive the reading of the petition?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Did I miss that? I did. That was number 2. I missed it altogether. Okay, we're going to introduce our board members. We're all from different townships so that we get a very varied view of our opinions. Okay, and we'll start with Mr. Cozen.
Robert Cozen, Algonquin Township.
Charlie Eldridge, Richmond Township.
Vicki Gartner, Nunda Township.
Kurt Schnabel, Riley Township.
Mary Donner, excuse me, Greenwood Township.
Jess Beverly, Door Township.
Thank you. Okay, so will the petitioners please introduce yourselves and tell us what you'd like to do and why you want to do it?
Sure. Good afternoon. My name is Tyler Wilkie. I'm the attorney for the petitioner. We are in front of you today for a petition for a map amendment. Our biggest goal is to bring conformity and with the surrounding neighborhood as well as with the 2030 plan for this property. Sitting to my right is Mr. Steve Finzel.
Stephen Finzel.
Finzel.
And he is a trustee of the trust that owns the property. That's the subject of today's hearing.
Okay, and how large is this?
The property is approximately 39.9 acres. It is at the corners of Seaman and Harmony Road at the northeast corner. Just to note for the board, on the narrative and the petition that was submitted, had the old PIN number 1735-200-011. Since the filing of the petition, the parcels have been allocated new PIN numbers, which are the ones that were read of the chair of the meeting. So those new parcels and PIN divisions were done in accordance with the Plat Act.
Okay, thank you. We'll have some questions for you. We'll start with Mr. Cozen.
Thank you.
Would you like us to give testimony at this point?
Oh, I thought you did.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If we may, just for the record's purpose. Mr. Finzel, could you state your name again for the record?
Stephen Finzel,
And your current address?
770 Carroll Avenue in Woodstock.
And you are the petitioner in this matter?
As trustee of my parents' trust, yes.
And how long has this property been in your family?
Back into the 49 and 50 is my understanding. 1949 and 1950 range.
And can you describe the current state of the property?
It's currently an active farmland to the north and south of Harmony Road. We have residential property with buildings and sheds, et cetera, relative to farming. But anything vacant is an active farmland with grain and crops being put in. I would like to just reference on this, if you would turn to your page 10 of 91, just for clarity of understanding of the land.
Which, for ease of the record, is the plat that is in your file?
It shows to the east of the property, you have the lines of previous easements for natural gas pipelines in the property, which are to the right of on the drawing. And there is a new one planned in the schedule and arranged with the easement coming in 26 and 27, which is shown on the plat.
It's also going to be gas?
Natural gas. Contiguous with the 3 next to it.
Mr. Finzel, have you reviewed the staff report?
I have.
Do you agree with the comments and assessments that are made by staff?
Yes, I do.
Concerning the approval standards for the map amendments, do you believe that the proposed zoning of E1 will be compatible with the existing uses of the nearby properties?
It is. It's very, very similar, other than the fact that now it's farmland. With the plan is to be almost identical to the adjoining landscape.
Do you think the property value of the current property is diminished by the A1 zoning?
I would acknowledge yes, given the existing zoning of the property, it cannot be, anything more than it's currently as farmland without this zoning change.
Do you believe that there's a benefit to the health, safety, and welfare of the public under the current A1 zoning?
Well, the existing use has been the same for decades. However, the current use is not in the highest and best use of the property, as evidenced in your 2030 comprehensive plan, which shows the property should be in an estate, single-family concept.
In your opinion, is the property suitable for the uses allowed under the current zoning?
Well, as stated earlier, the property has been farmland for for decades, and however, it's not in conformity with the adjacent uses of the properties as estate residence.
Do you believe there's a public need for this change to E1 zoning?
Yes. The application brings that conformity in the neighborhood of the approximate 5-acre single-family home lots, as well as fills the need for an increase in rural housing.
And do you know, have you reviewed or seen the McHenry County 2030 plan?
I looked at as much as I could from the presentation, and I would have to say yes, it is.
That it's, you would say that it's consistent with that plan?
Yes.
Is your request at this time that the Zoning Board of Appeals recommends to the county board that the request of a map amendment in the application Z25-0085 be granted to amend the zoning map for the subject property from A1 to E1?
Yes, it is.
And then finally, do you ratify and confirm that the contents found in the petition numbered Z25-0085 in the documents provided to the ZBA are true and correct?
Yes, I do.
Finally, we would ask that that petition and the documents provided be admitted into evidence.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Cozen, do you have any questions?
Just briefly, the maintenance of Seaman and Harmony Road is upon which jurisdiction, if you know that?
I do. That would be Coral Township Highway Commissioner, which he has submitted a letter that I believe is in your packet as well, stating that he would prefer this type of zoning as subdivisions are more strained for the township road district, and as such, doing the curb cuts on the existing, it doesn't affect their maintenance.
And I take it you welcome this as an addition to your petition?
Correct.
Thank you. And then, any opinion on whether or not the natural gas as it presently exists is an impediment to past or present uses?
In my opinion, it would not interfere with anything relative to the Seaman Road being access to the properties. The adjacent residential area of the homes are to the west of the property, with the east portion, which is to the far back of these 5-acre and under 10-acre parcels. It would be to the back portion, would not restrict buildings.
And the existing natural gas pipeline presently, if not clearly delineated, extends to the north to an already established residential area?
It does. All of the Seaman Road properties to the north have the same gas line going through the 3 pipelines and the 4th coming.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes, I really just have one question. Why is the petitioner seeking E1 as opposed to E3 or E5?
Under the E1 zoning district, we've met the bulk requirements for the road foot frontage, and that's the reason that it would
Okay,
chose E1.
at E3 or E5, you would not meet the frontage requirements?
No, not under the current 5-acre lots.
Thank you, that was my only question.
Okay. Mr. Schnabel?
I have no question at this time.
Ms. Donner?
I have no questions, thank you.
Ms. Beverly?
I have none.
Okay, I do. What's your intent to do with this property? Are you planning on selling it? Are you planning on building on it?
Well,
What's the
the
future?
intent where the zoning was in recognition of an agreement to sell currently in the background, with the intent of these 5-acre parcels as part of that intention,
Okay. So
which is the same as our, we agreed with that intention.
Okay, so you have a buyer
Correct.
lined up already?
Correct.
Okay. The house that is on the property on the southernmost portion there, on the southwest corner,
Correct.
that will be sold with that lot?
The entire acreage is being sold as one sale with different parcels is all.
Okay,
And that, yes, that will be.
so whoever
included.
buys it can decide
All
what to do?
39.9 acres is all in one purchase.
Okay, all right, that's all I have, thank you. Now, you've gone through the standards with your application. I think you already verbally went through them. So we're going to include those in the record if that's
Certainly.
okay with you. Okay. Does the staff have any questions?
No, staff does not have any questions.
Okay. Now, anybody from the public have any questions about this petition? If you do, there goes my name. What I'd like you to do is to come forward. We are recording, so I want you to come closer to our microphone up there. And you'll have 3 minutes to ask your questions. If you want to ask all your questions and then wait for the answers, you can do it that way. If somebody asks a question and you want the same question answered, please don't ask it again if it's already answered. So, okay, come on forward and give me your name and your address.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Osmelak. I'm the adjacent neighbor to the east, 15020 Harmony Road. I was here 2 years ago to petition this board to have my farm zoned into 8-acre parcels.
Okay, now these are questions for the petitioner.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm just giving you some background. And I respectfully asked you folks at that time about the zoning changes that I was preferring. I could have zoned my property into smaller parcels, but in keeping with the agricultural environment and the less of an impact on the school district, I decided to go with E3 rather than E1 with 7 or 8 acre parcels rather than 5 acre parcels. And I just wanted to know, is it just for financial reasons only that this was divided into 5 acre parcels and not in E1 zoning and not into 7.5 acre parcels, which would have let 4 lots instead of 6 lots to be built on? In addition to that, I'd like to know how far away from the pipeline, how wide is the easement with the natural gas pipeline, and how far to the west of that pipeline legally can a house foundation be built? That's all. Those are all my questions.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
If I may, first,
I'm sorry, could you state your name again because the recording
If I
might
can.
not recognize you?
In the north.
Tyler Wilkie on behalf of the petitioner. In response to those questions, as far as the sizing of the proposed parcels, it's not solely a financial factor. In fact, it's conformity with the other properties that line Seaman Road to the north is the reason that we chose those 5 acre strips, or thereabouts 5 acre strips. Concerning the setbacks for the building lines for the natural gas, that is a question that I do not know the answer to, and I would defer to staff if they have that knowledge.
She doesn't look like she does.
Wouldn't the permits for building they'd have to meet requirements for the permit for the
They would
building?
have to meet requirements, and that would happen well after this hearing.
Right, yeah.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, come forward, please,
Yeah,
and your
my name
name.
is Candy Zane. I live at 15011 Harmony Road. I'm adjacent on the bottom on the south side of Harmony Road, the first property past the other 80 acres that is up for sale as well. My concern is, are you planning on doing to the south side of the road what you're trying to do to the north side of the road? And how is it going to impact the rest of our taxes in the area? Because I don't want to be estate, because I'm actually ag now, and I want it to remain that way. And I'm concerned what's going on at the south side of the road, because they're doing this to the north. So what's going on at the south side, it's listed for sale. That's my
It's
concern.
just staying as it is.
Do you have any intentions?
No, the south is being sold as is with no intentions on it from us.
You have a buyer for the south side already?
No,
But if you don't sell it, you do plan to do that again if you don't sell it to another buyer?
not at this time.
And
then
unless you
just-
come and petition to have your then rezoned, it will stay as one.
It will, nothing is gonna change
No.
mine, right? How about the impact of your taxes changing already? Because mine has gone up because of this already going on.
And then you'd have to discuss with, staff or with the clerk or someone else.
The assessor.
The assessor, yeah.
The assessment's office, okay.
Are there any other questions?
Are all the access to these properties going to be?
Excuse me, could you state your name
I'm
and
sorry,
address
again,
again?
Robert Oswald. Are all the accesses to these foundations, to these houses, these 6 proposed houses, are they all going to come from Seaman Road?
That is correct. The north 6 parcels would be Seaman Road access with just the existing farmhouse that has a current access off of Harmony.
And what is the road frontage of these 6 parcels?
They are starting from north to south. They're all the same. They're 165 feet.
And there's no way you could have put E3 zoning and had 4 parcels with at 7.5 acres apiece instead of 6 parcels at 5 acres apiece? Because I'm just worried about the impact on the school district, the taxes, the amount of families, the kids they put in the
Okay, if you have
school.
concerns about this, please save those till later.
Okay.
And we'll have time to listen to it.
I understand.
Okay, thank you. I believe they already answered that question, but if you want to try again.
No, I would stand on the answer that we previously had.
Okay.
The reason for the frontage and the sizing is to make it conform with the other houses along Seaman Road.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone, other questions? Okay,
May I just intrude?
sure.
Thank you. Just since the pipeline was brought up with some determination, this is either between staff or the attorney, that is not regulated by McHenry County, directed by McHenry County, or in any other way by the control of McHenry County.
That is correct. Yeah, it's ANR's pipeline that is regulated by the Federal Energy Regulation Commission.
Thank you very much for that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll have the staff report.
Okay. For the record, my name is Melody Jacobson. I'm a planner with the county. The current property is zoned A1 agriculture, and properties to the north and south are also zoned A1 agriculture. Properties to the east are zoned E3 estate, and the properties to the west are zoned A1 agriculture. The current land use of the subject property is agriculture and single-family residential. Properties to the north also have current land uses of single-family residential. To the south, we have agriculture. To the east, also agriculture and single-family. And to the west, the land uses are agriculture. The future land use map designation designates this the subject property as developing with estate. And the current property is not located within a sensitive aquifer recharge area, and staff has reviewed the request and finds no objections.
Thank you. Does anybody on the board have questions for staff? Did we receive any correspondence regarding this petition?
No objections, just 2 letters of support from the supervisor of Coral Township and the Coral Township Highway Commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now it's time for the public to make their comments if they wish. By the same rules, you come up, you state your name and your address, and you'll have 3 minutes. And I'll time you on my phone. So does anybody have comments they want to make? Nobody, okay. And we will move on to closing statement if you have one.
Just like to say that when looking through the maps and the staff report, when you look at the current uses and the surrounding uses, the goal of this petition is to make the parcel conform and compliant with the 2030 plan and the surrounding uses. Right now, to the north of the property, those are zoned A1, but they're legal non-conforming uses. So by doing this petition and going through the map amendment process, we're looking to have those comply with code.
Okay, thank you. As I stated before, we only have 6 members today, so you do have the option to continue to a date where we do have 7 members if you prefer to do that, so it's your choice.
I have no feeling either way, but I'm of the support of this meeting the plan and being compliant going forward. So I'm trusting you as a board group here today that this should be accepted.
Okay, so I'll close the hearing portion of this meeting and open the voting portion of the meeting. And again, we will be voting on Z725-0085 at 15218 Harmony Road in Huntley to reclassify from A1 agriculture to E1 district. Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
I move approval of the petition.
All right, and I can't find my sheet. That's wrong. Okay, thank you. What? You second? Okay. Okay, motion's been made by Mr. Eldridge and has been seconded by Mrs. Donner. Ms. Donner? Okay, discussion, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, this is a not quite 40 acre parcel located at the corner, the northeast corner of Harmony and Seaman Roads in Pearl Township. Petitioner seeks to create 7 E1 parcels, each of 5 acres or more, with all of the access points except for the one that currently has buildings on it on Seaman Road, and that one slightly larger parcel would have access of, has existing access to the existing buildings from Harmony Road. The property is constrained in future development by 3 active pipelines and a 4th pipeline that is expected to go in, which create easements on the eastern portion of the entire property, crossing all of the lots and extending, as I presume, both north and south of the site. Those pipelines, as been noted, are regulated by a federal agency, not by anything local or even state. This is an area of lots of estate parcels, some of which are zoned estate, some of which are zoned A1, and historically, a great deal of Coral Township was subdivided one way or another into 5 acre parcels or smaller. And there are a great many parcels there that were subdivided a long time ago and have never been built on. I believe that all the standards have been met. I believe that this is a reasonable request given its location and given and that it is consistent with the future land use in the 2030 plan and subsequent updates to the 2030 plan. And I support the petition.
Thank you. Ms. Donner?
He already said it. Thank you.
Ms. Beverly?
Yes, thank you. I agree with everything Charlie said. I accept the petitioner's narrative regarding the approval standards as my written findings on this. The lack of objections from staff, the 2 letters of support, and the neighboring parcels clearly support this change.
Thank you. Mr. Schnabel?
I agree with what's been said.
Okay. Mr. Kozin?
I briefly, I concur with the applicant's submission of the request, as well as the comments heard from this table, in addition to the support for the planning that the county has undertaken in a public matter, giving this property to go forward from A1 to E1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, Anna Kurtzman, Senior Planner for the record. I may have missed it, but I don't think I've heard any of the board members specifically reference the standards for approving a map amendment. Can I have a board member confirm?
Yes, I
I think
did.
he did.
You did.
Yeah,
I missed
Mr.
it.
Eldridge did.
I accepted the petitioner's narrative as my findings.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're good to vote? Okay. Mr. Eldridge,
Yes.
Mr. Cozen,
Yes.
Ms. Beverly.
Yes.
Oops, Mr. Schnabel.
Yes.
Ms. Donner.
Aye.
And I'll vote yes as well. So this will go to the county board in December
December 16th.
16th for final approval.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Who's
you.
the petitioner that's missing? Who's the person the members are missing?
I'm the vice chair. Our chairperson is missing today. She's having a medical procedure done.
Thank you for your time. Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you, you too. Yes, we are. We are. Okay, we're gonna take a 5-minute break before we start the next petition. You do?
What's that? Yeah, that's nice. I got all the paper out of it. Yeah, the three officials need to.
I think that's everything.
So, yeah, let us, know when, you know, this kind of work. Yeah, we have to get all.
I was just saying, it's just amazing how pipelines history just keeps going.
Property from.
Yes.
See them, I can see them match up.
Pipelines are about the only thing that have more power than railroads.
I was waiting to see what your comparison is.
In terms of local land use, riding roughshod over authority.
My name is Bob. I'm on the front side.
I had that thought earlier. Like, I'm not emotional.
Corner of,
I know, I asked Donna, she said.
Well, it's interesting when the pipelines get in the site of the railroad, because the railroads can stop.
Yeah.
The railroads can't stop it, but they can charge anything they want.
That's the fun thing.
There was one here crossing a railroad pipeline, and all they were doing was.
That's even better.
Like that better? 20 years ago.
That's fine, that'll work just fine.
$4.5 million.
The school district.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Okay,
Yes.
officially,
One moment.
reopening the meeting.
Okay.
We're good to go, okay. Thank you for coming, thank you for waiting. This petition is for, shoot. Really, I do, I have
Did you
it.
do that again?
Well, this is it,
96.
yeah. Okay, glasses on, I'm good to go. This is petition Z725-0096. PIN number is 07-12-400-026. Excuse me, I am losing my voice. They're refinishing my basement and there's a lot of dust. Okay, this is a reclassification from A1 agricultural to E3 estate district. The property is located on the west side of Macaulay Road, approximately 1,700 feet from north of the intersection of Macaulay Road and Jankowski Road, with a common address of 4319 Macaulay Road, Woodstock, Illinois, in Heartland Township. You've already heard all the board names and where we're from, so we'll go on to the legals. The publisher's certificate of publication from a newspaper is dated October 25th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of posting was signed and date posted was October 29th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of mailing was signed and date mailed was October 28th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The affidavit of mailing was signed and the date mailed was October 28th, 2025, and thereby meets ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and the publication in the newspaper, and all three match. Filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition. The McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. For further information, please refer to NRI 25-087-4748. Okay. Okay, it's probably stuck on here, no? All right, can you please introduce yourselves and tell us what you'd like to do, what you're petitioning for?
My name is Jeremy Shaw. I'm an attorney at Capstone Legal. I'm here on behalf of Lisa White, who in one capacity or another through several small companies owns the properties that we'll be speaking about today, including the subject property itself. If you'd allow me just a moment, just to make sure everybody understands exactly what the request is seeking, because it is a little bit confusing, and I know my ability to precisely describe things in short blips and narratives can sometimes fail. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what we're looking at. The outline in blue is part of the subject property today. This is the entirety of the subject property. The blue outline shape is a 3-acre parcel. The intent of the petition today is to get a zoning law approved for E3 so that this, that contains a residence and a small accessory structure, a pool, can be sold off as a residential parcel. This area back here, and it is currently residential, this area back here is made up of pasture. The reason that this split is critical for Lisa at this point in time is that she also owns, through another small corporation, a stable facility down here. This stable facility is currently utilizing this area, and if she sells this off, she really needs to keep this to help with the horses, the pasture, the grass, and everything else. So the intention today is to seek your recommendation for approval of E3 to allow a 3-acre chunk of this existing parcel to be split off under the exemptions to the Plat Act, to be sold as a standalone residential parcel, and to allow the remainder of the parcel, which is approximately 2.039 acres, to be added effectively, whether that be through a tax PIN combination or just by use, be added to the existing equine uses on the southern part of the property. The entire area right now is currently zoned A1, not only the subject property, but the equine use, the stable is located adjoining to the south. And this would be a change from A1 here to E3. And with that said, I would like to call Lisa White as my first and only witness today, and we can kind of walk through more of the details of the what's actually in existence out there, the current uses, and what the future use is she's looking for. Can you please state your name for the record?
Lisa White.
And are you the owner of the properties that we're speaking of today, including the subject property, which is represented on that board?
Yes.
Are you also the owner of the property that adjoins the subject property on the southern property line?
Yes.
And can you tell me, what is the current use of the subject property that's exhibited on the board right now?
Residential.
Residential. And can you describe for me what the use of the property adjoining to the south is?
It's John White Stables. It's a horse facility. We train horses and we board horses and do lessons.
And just so the board is aware, do you have any affiliations with any public groups or therapeutic organizations for which your stable serves as a facility for?
Yes. I've been with the Woodstock Recreation Department for 15 years. We are the program that's in the book that does the lessons, the horse camps. We have weekly lessons and camps through the summer through the Woodstock Rec Department. We are also with Nezra out of Crystal Lake that does therapeutic riding. So we do those programs along with training horses, showing horses, and boarding.
Now, are you aware of what the current zoning is on this parcel? The current zoning classification, A1. Are you also aware of the zoning classifications of the property surrounding this? Is it safe to say that the majority of those are A1?
Yes.
Can you tell me what the actual use is of those properties? What's the primary use along that stretch of Macaulay Road?
Residential.
Residential. And are you aware of any existing E3 zoning classifications that are near or adjacent to your property?
Yes.
And can you just generally identify where that E3 is?
One is right across the street.
It's directly across from the street from you. Are you also aware of any other parcels that are being used as a residential use despite being zoned A1 that are 3 acres or less?
Staff, can you pull up the land use map for me? Sorry. There you go.
Thank you. So if you're, in case you're not aware, this parcel here is just over 3 acres. This is the E3 that's currently in existence. This parcel is just barely over 3 acres. And within a stone's throw, we also have 2 parcels here on Jankowski Road that are actually sub 3 acres. This is closer to an acre, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell me what the areas in yellow are to the east of your property? Are you familiar with that subdivision?
The Crestwood?
Yes, that's is it Crestwood, Crestview? I think it's Crestview. So is it your testimony that you are in close proximity to Crestview subdivision?
Yeah.
And are you aware what the zoning is in Crestview subdivision?
They're E3s.
E3, and it's safe to say that all of those lots are approximately 3 acres, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you just tell us a little bit about, can we go back to the survey, please? Thank you. I just want you to tell us a little bit about what you're thinking. I don't want this board to get the impression that we're trying to create a flag lot. There is, as this is currently configured, this section actually does have road access through this flagpole right here. But can you explain for me why you asked that the surveyor design this parcel in this fashion? Can you just walk them through that?
That is a solid tree line as you drive into my stable. It's a solid tree line, and I don't want to give up that tree line for privacy, wind protection, and I want to keep that tree line with my property, and I'd hate to have somebody come and take it. So that's why it was designed. I keep the tree line.
And can you just, are you aware, and can you state for the record that you are fully aware that that property would not be able to be sold as a developable parcel if this split from the E3 is approved? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Are you aware of the comprehensive plan, the 2030 plan that the county currently has on file?
Yes.
And can you just tell the board what the current comprehensive plan states about the uses and future uses of this parcel? What zoning class is identified on the comprehensive plan?
Agriculture.
It's agriculture. But the fact of the matter is, what is the principal use in this area?
Residential.
It is residential. And it's interesting because while we are reducing the size of this lot, we're actually increasing the size and not necessarily the intensity, but allowing the furtherance of an agricultural use on the property. So it's almost as if we're creating this 3-acre residential parcel in an attempt to call it what it is, and that's an agricultural or a residential use. And when we're actually increasing the ability to utilize the area as it was intended to be used on the comp plan as an agricultural use. So just to walk through some of the standards that the zoning code requires us to walk through. Would you say that the change is compatible with the existing zoning and present uses that currently are occurring along that section of Macaulay Road?
Yes.
And just for the record, are you aware of how old some of those residential uses are? Are they newer approved houses? Have they been there a while?
They've been there a long time.
And is it your opinion that the value of the property as a 3-acre parcel, because it's a residential use, that there's not really going to be a diminishment in value as the result of splitting that off? And as a matter of fact, is it your testimony that that residential use is the highest and best use for that 3-acre zoning parcel you're creating?
Yes.
And have you consulted anybody regarding this opinion? Or is this an opinion you formed on your own?
I have been consulting realtors.
Okay. And is it your intention then to immediately market this 3-acre parcel if this request is subsequently approved by the county board?
Yes.
And does the existing zoning, meaning the A1 zoning that's on the subject property, does it in any way improve or protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the public, just as it sits?
No.
Will the proposed zoning have any negative impacts on the surrounding properties or the public?
No.
If the zoning is granted, do you foresee your ability to incorporate the additional pasture and the changes that would be made out here? Do you foresee that as having a positive benefit on the community and the neighborhood?
Yes, for the horse barn.
And would you say that the subject property does not have a traditional agricultural use, and that in fact the highest and best use of that property is residential?
Yes.
And is the property currently vacant?
No.
No, you're currently living in the property?
Yes.
And would you say then that your request is in all ways consistent with the uses that are taking place out there as they currently exist?
Yes.
And would you have any objection if this board were to create a caveat or a mandate that those parcels actually be combined, meaning the remainder parcel along with your parcel to the south?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, you would have no objection to that,
Correct.
is that right? I have nothing further from my witness.
Okay, thank you. Questions from the board? Start with the other side. Beverly.
Okay. No, thank you for that very thorough testimony. Do you own any of the other surrounding properties, or just the barn and the residence?
Just those two pieces of properties.
Okay, that's all I had.
Harry?
Who put the fence in to the north? Because it doesn't seem to belong to you and it belongs to somebody else? Or it's part of what you're working with? Keep going
The
up a little
one-
bit. Go up, go up. That,
Yeah, that fence.
that one, the one that doesn't fit on the property.
That is with the piece of property behind mine that's a field. It's a little handle.
Okay, so you don't own that parcel, but there's a fence on it that do you use the part that, the south of the fence?
Yes.
I believe there's a fence line that actually runs across the property line
And
as
it's
well.
another fence
Yes,
down there?
Correct.
Okay, then I'm fine, thank you.
Mr. Schnabel.
I really don't have any questions at this time.
Mr. Eldridge.
I have no questions.
Mr. Cozen.
I appear to be the confused one of the group, so bear with me. So the petition only affects the 3-acre parcel,
Yes, sir.
and that's why there's no other description in the plat of survey
Yes, sir.
in the exhibit. The acreage of the remainder is, I would call it, what is that acreage of the western remainder?
2.039.
And so there's you had identified it as a flag lot, but that would be going with the pole, if you will, the flag would be going to the property owner to the south.
Yes, sir.
And the intent is to control the future use of the tree line.
Yes, sir.
That's in that place. Why was not an easement of sorts imposed on the tree line as part of a future ownership of the 3-acre lot, as opposed to creating a flag lot?
I think just for the sole purpose of maintaining 100% control over it. Easements just get messy and they just create unknowns for people as they move forward. When she no longer owns it, now you have a disagreement as to what the language of the easement actually states. If we have fee ownership, it just creates a much simpler plan.
Thank you, Counselor. I appreciate the answer.
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Thank you. And I really don't have any questions either. This seems pretty straightforward to me. So,
We have no objection to you voting one member short.
beat me to it. Okay, good.
We have to do the other parts.
Yeah, we
Hang on to your seat, we're gonna go. Okay, you did cover the standards in your testimony, so I appreciate that. They're also written in our packet, and so we'll include those in the record. Anna? Let's see. Does staff have any questions?
No, staff doesn't have any
No
questions.
questions, okay. Does anybody in the public have questions for the petitioner? Nobody does, okay. Can we have the staff report now?
Sure. Okay, again, my name is Melody Jacobson for the record. I'm a planner with the county. The current zoning of the subject property is A1 agriculture. And properties to the north and south are also zoned A1 agriculture. Property to the east is zoned E3 estate. And the property to the west is zoned A1 agriculture. The current land use of the subject property is single-family residential. And the current land use of properties to the north are agriculture and single-family residential. To the south, single-family residential. And to the east, agriculture and single-family residential. And to the west, the current land uses are agriculture. As stated before, the future land use map designates the subject property as developing with agricultural. Again, this property does not lie in a sensitive aquifer recharge area, and staff has reviewed the request and finds no objections.
Thank you. Does anybody have questions for Melody?
Hi, yes. Melody, can you go back to the surrounding use map? How come the southern parcel is single-family residential when it's a horse barn?
So there's probably, let's see if I can pull it up. There is a residence on the property, so it does include that in the land use.
Oh.
For it.
The other question I had, because this is a simple map change, we can't impose conditions or anything like that as part of this process, correct?
I don't believe so, no.
No.
Okay, thanks, that's all.
Thank you.
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, good. All right. Does anybody in the public wish to make a comment on this petition? No. That's a no, right? Okay. All right. do you have a closing statement?
Just briefly, I believe, and the petitioner wouldn't be here if she didn't feel like this was going to allow her to continue to provide a service to the community, be a benefit to the Park District participants of the city of Woodstock, and continue to offer a facility which I can personally testify to. She doesn't even, we never talked about this, but my daughter actually learned to ride out there. And so she, in my opinion, she's providing a very important service to our community, including working with therapeutic organizations now to further their therapy process. We just feel like this is bringing into conformity something that everyone's called A1 for a very long time, when the real use out there on Macaulay Road, and believe me, I'm a kid that grew up playing in this area, so I've known Crestview my whole life, and this area my whole life, so it always has been residential. It's suitable for residential. It's a great place for country living, and we don't think this fundamentally changes the nature of the community or of the neighborhood, and we just hope that you approve this request, recommend the approval of this request.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I close the hearing portion of the meeting, and we'll move on to the voting portion. Again, this is Z25-0096 at 4319 Macaulay Road in Woodstock for an A1 agriculture change to an E3 estate district. Okay, and I'll hear a motion.
I make a motion to accept the petition.
Second.
Okay. Okay, discussion, Mr. Eldridge?
Yes, this is on the west side of Macaulay Road in Heartland Township. I believe that all the standards for map amendment have been met. At this point, the petition is for a portion of the existing parcel. The petitioner has indicated that the portion that is not part of this zoning lot will be separated into another lot and either be separate to or added to the parcel that is to the south of the existing lot and is part of the equestrian operation located on that. I would, on just a couple of points that I'd like to comment on, there was some discussion on flag lots. The history of flag lots in McHenry County, if they were created prior to 1979 and contained at least 5 acres, they could be buildable with nothing more than a driveway onto a highway. This new flag lot, if you will, doesn't meet either of those standards, and there is no way, even though a petitioner acknowledged that they knew that it was not buildable, there is no way it could possibly be made a viable, buildable flag lot because it does not meet the standard. It doesn't exist yet. If it's created, it will be in 1925 or later, not 1979 or less or older, and it isn't 5 acres. It's less than 5 acres. Secondly, the subdivision to the east of this parcel is designated isolated residential, and at one time when we wrote the 2030 plan 15 years ago, we wanted to discourage similar subdivisions adjacent to that, creating large numbers of additional country subdivisions without municipal services. While this is giving residential zoning to a parcel that is adjacent to a property of that kind, it's doing nothing of the kind. It already has a house on it. It would be a different matter if this were a vacant parcel. It's not a vacant parcel. It has not been a vacant parcel for quite some time. It is a parcel with a house on it. adjacent to a great many other parcels with houses on it. And so it simply is not affected by that policy of the county either. It really is making no change that affects any county policy. It is simply creating a separate residential parcel for the convenience of the property owner who has met all standards for a map amendment and is engaged in a pursuit of providing equestrian services that is very much in the public interest. So I enthusiastically support this petition.
Thank you. Nice piece for Ms. White. Who's second? Kurt?
Yes, I agree with Mr. Eldridge. The benefit to the owner is making the residential 3-acre property more saleable in the future, and also benefits the stable operation with the known addition of the land to the north. So nothing to see here that would upset me from supporting this petition for sure.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Donner?
I'm fine with it, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Beverly?
Thank you. I agree with everything Charlie said. I accept the petitioner's approval standards for map amendments narrative as my findings.
Thank you. Mr. Costa?
Thank you. I too concur in terms of the tools that we've been given as outlined in the map amendment standards, as well as the private tools that the owner or the applicant has shared with us about their future uses. Nothing contradicts either presentation or either examination. And in fact, as someone who has, in a township that has long not seen horses about, we welcome this continuation of equestrian use in McHenry County. And for that reason and others, I'll be supporting this petition.
Thank you. I support it as well. Actually, my neighbor's daughter across the street from me does horse therapy at your place.
Oh, okay.
And has nothing but great things to say about it. I also appreciate the fact that you're saving the trees. We're big on trees in this county. So I am in favor. So I'll take the vote. Okay, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes.
Mr. Cozen.
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel.
Yes.
Ms. Beverly.
Yes.
Ms. Donner.
Aye.
And I will vote yes as well. So this will go to the county board December 16th as well for a final vote of 6-0.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. Once again.
Thank you for coming.
It's nice being before you guys when we have petitions that aren't
Contentious.
controversial. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We needed a,
It's our
we
hearing.
needed a nice
break.
one. Yeah.
We've been working hard lately.